So Bethesda finally broke their silence on the Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition disaster, and I have mixed feelings about this. On the one hand, they actually responded. On the other hand, the fact that we are celebrating basic communication from a major studio in 2025 tells you everything you need to know about where we're at with this company. So they put out a statement laying out their patch roadmap and roadmap. So we need a multi-week patch roadmap for a 10-year-old game that was working fine until they touched it. Let that sink in for a second. So here's what Bethesda said. They're actively investigating the issues and they've already pushed out some fixes. The creation menu loads faster, the game menu is more responsive, and redeeming Creation Club items actually works. Which sounds great, except that that's literally just restoring basic functionality. That's making the store work again so people can actually buy things. And I'm not trying to be cynical here, but come on. The first thing they fixed was the store. Not the crashes, not the broken DLC, not the save file corruption, the store. Next week, reportedly early next week, they're dropping a hotfix that will address the actual game-breaking stuff. Stability problems, especially on Xbox One and PS4 where people are experiencing constant crashes. There's an issue where creations that need DLC just don't work at all, which is a huge problem because that's most of the mods people actually want to use. And on PlayStation specifically, the DLC is literally uninstalling itself. You buy the season pass and the game just deletes it. That is wild. But wait, there's more. After that hotfix, they've got 2 full patches planned. One the week of November 24th, another in the first half of December. They're calling them patches, not hotfixes by the way, which usually means these are more substantial updates. And the timeline here is interesting if you pay attention to what's happening in December. Season 2 of the Fallout show drops December 17th. Fallout 76's Big Burning Springs update launches December 2nd. Notice how all these patches line up perfectly to have everything fixed and ready right before the show brings in a massive wave of new players. This whole thing was designed around that timeline. The Anniversary Edition launched broken because they were rushing it out for the actual anniversary date, and now they're scrambling to fix it before the TV show crowd shows up. And look, I get it from a business perspective. You want your product working when millions of people are about to discover your franchise through a TV show. But the optics are terrible. This was not about celebrating 10 years of Fallout 4 for the fans who've been playing it all this time. This was about having a fresh storefront ready for casual buyers who don't know any better. The one genuinely good thing in this announcement is the storage limit increase for creations. Xbox Series X and S are getting up to 100 gigabytes of mod space. 100 gigabytes. The current limit is 2 gigabytes, which is basically nothing when you're trying to run any substantial mods. They're looking into increasing it on PlayStation 2, although they were not specific about that timeline. This is actually pretty big if they pull it off properly. Right now, console modding is severely limited compared to PC, and a big part of that is just raw storage space. With 100 gigs, you could potentially fit DLC-sized mods on consoles. Think Fallout London level content. The catch, though, is that a lot of these bigger mods need script extender, which Bethesda has never indicated they're bringing to consoles. So we'll see if this actually opens the floodgates or if it's just more empty space that cannot be used effectively. But here's the thing that frustrates me about all this. They had an opportunity to prove that Creation Club could be something special. Fallout 4's Anniversary Edition should have been that showcase moment. Instead, we got a broken launch with mediocre content at best, at inflated prices, and now they're fixing it just in time to sell it to people who watch the TV show. The faith in this system is just gone, man. People don't trust Creation Club. Go read the comments on any other video about this. Check the Reddit threads. Look at the Steam reviews. The community has checked out on paid mods. And Bethesda knows this. I mean, they have to know this. So why wasn't there a massive push to prove everyone wrong? Why not launch with something that makes people go, oh, I see the vision now? Just imagine if they'd announced Fallout London was coming to consoles through Creation Club, or if Bethesda themselves had made an actual expansion level creation with new locations, full voice acting, and a real story, something that set the tone for what this system could be. But no, instead we got armor for your Brahmin, which I'm sure was widely requested, and some guns scattered around the map with notes telling you where to find them. The window for that moment has probably closed. Skyrim's Anniversary Edition already happened. Fallout 4's Anniversary Edition is this mess. What's left? Elder Scrolls 6 won't launch with a Creation Club showcase because that game needs to first stand on its own. Oblivion Remaster? Kinda, but not really. But who knows if Creation Club will even work with that engine situation. There's also this really specific problem that's breaking the game for people who bought the Creation Bundle. Fallout 4 has a limit on BA2 files, which is a technical thing, but basically, if you hit that limit, the game just crashes on startup. The Anniversary Edition creations contribute to that limit, so people who bought the bundle and then tried to add more mods, they're just hitting a wall. Reportedly, Bethesda is aware of this, but it hasn't been fixed yet. So you've got people who spent money on official content that's actively making their game worse. And then there's the save file situation. If you've got a save with mods that rely on DLC, and the game thinks you don't have the DLC installed, loading that save can just corrupt it. So some people literally cannot play their own characters right now. They're waiting for this hotfix next week just to access save files they've put hundreds of hours into. I want to be crystal clear here. I'm glad Bethesda responded. I'm glad they have a plan, or at least they claim so. After last year's next-gen update where they broke the game and then just went silent for months, this is progress, technically. The bar is on the floor, but at least they cleared it this time. The fact that we're praising a company for basic communication and a patch roadmap on a 10-year-old game is depressing, but here we are. The community manager also posted on Discord about another issue where people who bought content recently are having the game not recognize that they own it. So, you spend money, the game forgets you spent money, and you can't even access what you paid for. They're working on that too, apparently. Okay, so where does all that leave us? If you're thinking about buying the Anniversary Edition, don't. At least wait until mid-December when all these patches are supposed to fix things. And if you already bought it and you're dealing with crashes or broken saves, there's really nothing you can do. You're stuck waiting for next week's hotfix at the earliest. And if you're on PC with a heavily modded setup, maybe just hold off on updating at all until this is fully sorted out. And even then, I would overall recommend not buying this. The silver lining is that if the storage increase actually happens and works properly, console modding could get really interesting. That's the one thing that might come out of this mess that's genuinely a net positive. But Bethesda really needed to nail this launch. They needed to show everyone that Creation Club was worth supporting, that Anniversary Editions could be meaningful celebrations of these games. Instead, they reinforced every negative perception that people had. I don't know, man. I really want to be optimistic about Elder Scrolls 6 and whatever might come next, but launches like this make it really hard to have faith. At least they're fixing it this time. If you've come this far, please do consider subscribing. I'm trying to make it as a full-time YouTuber, and it truly would mean a lot. Alright, thank you for watching.